All right, what's up, friends? We are here. It is time. I'm getting some FACEIT League. Well, we are well underway. Halfway through week 1. Master Division won't start until the 19th, so it will be all Expert Division here for the first 2 weeks, which is cool. I mean, give us a chance to kind of zoom in on a couple of these squads. It really give us a chance to get to know a lot, especially some of the new teams coming in to Expert Division here this season. Harmful Herons is one of those. Kafe was Cafe Blanc, so they were in Expert Division for season 4. They didn't, struggled a little bit, didn't quite break 500, didn't make playoffs, but didn't get relegated either. So fresh look coming in. I have picked up Seaful here for in the tank role here for season 5. So we'll see how much how much Seaful wants to stick with the meta, and how much Seaful we want to, how much Doomfist we want to see, or we get to see. Always a question. Harmful Herons is a team I don't know much about. It's a team that's been around since season 3. They were in open in season 3 and advanced in season 4. So they've managed to work their way up. Although it does look like it was through quals. So we placed 5th, 6th in advance, so that would not have been good enough for promotion in its own right. But apparently it did do well enough in qualifiers to make it on in here to Expert Division for season 5. But as such, I don't even remember if we got Cafe Blanc on last season or not. I don't believe we did. I think this is our first look at both of these teams on stream. I could be wrong on that. It's definitely a new look of Cafe. I was just kind of taking a look back at some of one of the matches here from season 4. So I mean, definitely a little bit of a new look, as you can tell here. Celerity coming in. Celerity is definitely a player I recognize from casting here in FACEIT League. Alongside Seaful. So those two were the two names where I was like, ooh, okay, these are two players I've definitely seen pop off here in FACEIT League and new additions here to this team. So was that a fast pick phase or what? Let's see, I believe Kafe did ban out the brick. Harmful Herons banning out the hazard. Wow, they got into this unbelievably quick. Oh my goodness, okay. They caught me a little off guard with how fast they got into this game. Zaichu says I need to watch out for Zeshin. He's a disciple of mine. Fair enough. Okay, well, I mean, wow. It's not very often that we are in map by like 8:02. That's like the absolute fastest start time I have ever seen. Like, these players have places to be. What on earth was that? That was speed run pick bans into map. Unbelievable, y'all. Anyway, okay. Full dive cop. Lucio Kiri, Tracer, Genji, Diva. And then here from Harmful Herons. Celerity starts off on the Widowmaker. It is the first to go down, though. The Squeaker is going to find, too, get a Kiriko alongside that opening pick. It is traded out, so we're left with a 3v3 on this point. Nobody in control just yet. Celerity's going to swap off that Widow and goes into a Cassidy, try to get back into this fight. First is able to find Zeshin for the cleanup kill. All right. Zaitu, which, by the way, was an absolute joy to get to meet you over the weekend. And it was so amazing, so awesome to get to hang out with a lot of the players from around the scene. It was quite the honor. Let this old man hang out with all of you gamers. Says here, Zeshin. Kind of taking a namesake after their duo with Zaki. I gotta say, I recognize the familiars. Fundamental clutch little play. Call in on Celerity. Able to get it up and over to avoid any flashbang shenanigans. Oh, that is a late soundbiter thrown in from Porio. Immediately leverages that in a kill on to Phoenix. What a read from Porio to throw that in as down as they were in that fight and looking a bit overwhelmed. But get up that sound barrier a solid 40% ahead of Phoenix on the other side. Be the first ultimate thrown into this match. Great read and incredible build on that summer. Gotta say. Yeah, dude. Porio, that was ridiculous. Look at this ult charge. Who is this Lucio, y'all? Whoop, Pulse Mob in the back. They're out of first. Yeah, it looked like Poyer can look to their shoulder. Like, first, what you doing back there? Seafull's able to gobble up the one on the other side, but here comes Eshon. Ooh, catches Celerity around the post. And a crispy play finds 3. This is good enough for the flip here from Harmful Herons. Oh, I'm liking what I am seeing out of these two teams so far. I think we're in for a gem here, y'all. Seafull almost got back in mech. I saw the call. Wait a minute. Porty just snipes the Squeaker? Deadeye rush. Jackal tried to get in the face of Celerity. They're going to wait out the defense matrix. It still doesn't really get a whole lot of damage in. Phoenix now with another sound barrier. Poryu, who's, by the way, almost to their second. The last ultimate thrown in here from Harmful Herons. They're trying to push forward. Just one low dashes in. Recall out as well. There's that second sound barrier. Good wicked pace out of Poryu. Oh, yeah, you definitely want to hear this. Number 1 hit. They're out of Poryu. We are looking at some impressive schmoving and grooving here out of the Kafe. Definitely looks like an improvement. I mean, just from what we're seeing here compared to their finish in Season 4. Position clearing up some space. That blade of prime importance. Ooh, and they took some chunky damage off of that pulse ball. But they do give up the rest of the blade. At 75%, I mean, the fight win here would be huge. Nice little combo. Finds Kurashiro. Just Lucio heals left, but he's coming up on a 3rd sound barrier. Phoenix is still halfway towards the 2nd one. Just saying. There's that 3rd sound barrier, perfectly timed to defend against Eshon's blade. I mean, a good blade still gets some meaningful damage onto Celerity. Oh! Got a little gritty on that one. Wanted to dash in to get the deflect, but got popped before they could get the deflect out. Now considering Rush on the point. And it looks like a firm control out of Kafe. 99-99. Donatelli at 1 health. Excuse me, Donatapilli at 1 health. Jackal taken out of the fight. Squeaker's final stand will go awry. Short-lived. Woo! I respect the effort there, Phoenix.
Score 1-0.
Seafull known to be one of the few individuals capable of getting it going Samoan style, says Kiriko. Fantastic. We'll see if they decide to go that route here anytime soon. Obviously not going to happen on this map. I'd be super surprised if we saw Maga on Lighthouse.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Celerity knocked off the high ground. Jackal just kind of cleans that up on route. And it looks like Herons are trying to regroup onto the point. Squeaker was in a tough situation there for a split moment, but is able to get out of there. Whoa, Phoenix! Oh, no. Phoenix able to fly in a 2-piece. And Harmful Herons forced the issue on the objective seems to be a good play. Still looking for a little bit of cleanup, but there it is, and the cap. Phoenix now at 80% to sound barrier with only 10% on the board. Full rotation to the opposite side, high ground. Phoenix can go ahead and drop in that early sound barrier. Does not hit Squeaker, and they will fall. Possession is able to dash through too. So while we were watching the outside alley, the middle lane was taken over here by the Cyber Ninja of Zeshan, the Padawan of Zaitu. At least that's the story we're hearing in chat. That's the story we're hearing in chat from Zaitu. Zaitu claiming credit. It is 50% of the board and counting. Another fight win there out of the Herons. Kurashiro. Kitsune rush online directly. Interesting setup here as Seafuls pushes once again all the way to the opposite side. And kind of sweeps it in a U onto the point. The Kitsune restaurant directly on, trying to kind of triangulate onto the objective. Seafull able to gull it. Squeaker's pulse once again, second time in this map. But another blade from Zeshon in play, and another multi-kill to their name. This one will take down Celerity and Kurashiro. And with, I mean, bulk of the damage, both of the sustain out of the fight. Those are two great picks to have. I will say good play out of first to drive Zeshon away. Protects the remake there from Seafull. An important move to keep the Kafe in this fight. And dare I say in the sub-map. Trying to juggle in up top. Don't see a way here for the Kafe to try to hold on to this one. Indeed. We are going to head to the well, decide who takes map 1.
Score 1-1. Ready for battle.
Zeshnos.
Capture the objective.
I like it. I mean, Zeshnos, I mean, by my eye test, is got to be one of the leaders in elims so far in this map. You know, Genji not typically super high in the damage category just because you're doing more finishing than most heroes. You know, it requires much damage to get the same amount of final blows. But as far as the elims, I think Zeshwan's got to be at the top of the leaderboard right now, all right? We do get Seafull switching over to a Winston. Which I find it interesting. I don't feel like you see a lot of tank players, you know, kind of swap back and forth between the D.Va and the Winston. You know, in case in point, we do see Jackal sticking with the D.Va coming into this map as we've seen in the previous two. There's a battle for high ground now. Everybody kind of buzzing around like bees. Poryu gets caught, though. I mean, they're trying to kind of retreat back into home base of Cage, but it ends up being not safe at all. No King's Axe here. And it's just a King's thumbs down. That means death, right? And that's what Harmful Herons were dishing out. Just start kind of coming up on ults here, because it looks like the slowest build of ult charge we've had is we're getting a third fight with only one ult currently on board, being Celerity's Deadeye, but we are going to have Kitsune rushes not too far behind. Actually, Jackal self-destruct him online as I said that. Celerity finding an early pick. Deadeye out. Ooh, looking to take down Zeshan in the back. You will get that self-destruct. Ooh, and the self-destruct kind of devalued the Kitsune Rush a little bit, but You know what? First coming up with that pick on the Dawn of Tapili may have sealed the deal just as the Consumers was thrown in, long before the self-destruct even hit the battlefield. It was just Lucio heals there for the Herons to work with, and it wasn't going to be enough in the long haul. They do get 50% on the board out of it, and a couple of ultimates, including this Primal Rage we're seeing here in the back. Oh, Zeshon is able to get up to safety. Now giving Chase here, but I think Seaful's going to get out. Sound barrier thrown in from Poryu and looking for a quick counterpunch over the top. Seaful smells blood in the water. Phoenix, the sound barrier is late to save Squeaker, who is holding ultimate, by the way. So that blade is in good position. Coming in from along coastal side where Phoenix grabs two. This is a bloodbath of a fight left on this point. The Kitsune Rush thrown in a 3v2 situation. Actually, that was a 3v3 before Zeshon fell to the Tesla cannon was the word I was looking for. Hey, what's up, After? Appreciate you being here. Good to have you back. Good to have you back. All right, cage side push. Well, cage side hold, really, should I say, there from Herons. C4 rotating in. Ooh, celerity. Nearly avoiding a pulse. Got a little bit of healing of food, but the entirety of the Herons come in and pounce. Into being a 2 for 2. First, will scare off Donapoli. They're able to sneak back and land a shot on the Kurashiro. No heals left for the Kafe on this point. A little swift step, Suzu action. 99% yellow bar. Now active up top. Celerity will get popped on a Sombra trying to get back into this. And I think the Herons have got this one closed out. We do get a last second touch from Seaful. Seaful actually with Primal potential online. Yeah, there's the Primal Rage. There's stall potential here. Okay. Oh, Kurashiro goes down again, though. Jackal with a really nice pick. I thought they were able to get the Kitsune Rush here. Perhaps you get the Kafe, able to stabilize. I mean, there's still some time. Seaful's able to survive longer than I thought they were going to with that Primal, considering how outnumbered they were. Bubble used to shield up the self-destruct, make sure they can maintain some point presence. First is able to find a pick on the Phoenix with that pulse. Jackal taken out of the mech again, but Seaful has finally been felled, and Kurashiro never able to get that Kitsune Rush into this fight. The Herons do hold on, with Zeshon picking up 4 at the back of the fight.
Play of the game.
Very close map 1. A lot of dive. We see Diva for both teams out of 2 of the 3 maps. And of course, we get a little bit of Winston there at the very end. I mean, I will say, as if we weren't, I don't think we had to be instructed to keep an eye on Zeshon. They were going to steal some of the attention away no matter what with that Genji gameplay. Suravasa pick coming in from Kafe. Yes, Freya is absolutely playable. And bannable. We've seen Freya pretty much every single match we've seen Freya at some point, even if just for, a little part of a map. But, I mean, Freya has been picked more often than I thought. I thought it was going to be a little bit more niche, but, I mean, there you go. Right on cue. We get Freya banned out here from the Kafe. Right on cue. But yeah, I'd say Sojourn and Freya have kind of split playtime so far this week. Obviously, this is our 7th match that we've covered this week, so, I mean, small sample size, relatively, but I'd say Freya is probably 60-40 Soj. Like, it's closer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be more like 85-15, We've actually seen a decent amount of Freya. Oh, let's go look at some stats there from map 1 while we're waiting for that other band to come in. I have to sit on that front page just so I can see the first ban, because then I don't have to ask teams. I can tell which team banned which hero. I won't take your points away for if nobody voted on the other side. Already did the Preds for map 2. There you go.
Initiating bridge.
All right. We have a very brief amount of time to look at stats. Like I said, these teams are being very quick. Jackal comes up with most elims when it's all said and done. Session ends up 30-8 there. I mean, still a boatload of damage. Almost took top damage. Jackal only beat him out by about 500. So, exceptional performance. Harmful Herons. I mean, really is so close. I mean, you're still looking... I mean, Bo Seafull... I'm just a streamer, Matt Cup. I can't tell him to do anything. I have no such power. None. Lucio Bad coming through from Harmful Herons. Let's get into map 2.
4, 3, 2, 1. Initial flashpoint. Mark it.
Let's get our hands dirty. I'm here.
Okay, we are going to see some brawl. A Bring Juno variation with the Sojourn Genji. Zeshin sticking with the Genji here in map 2. Yeah, I highlight that because we more often than not see Tracer on Suravasa. But there's definitely some places where you can utilize some high ground, and Market is one of them. Although, right now, this is not... so far, it's just a fight for the top of Stairwell. And it's a fight going very much in Kafe's favor. So Jocko making a swap. It's back into the Diva, trying to deal with Seafull's hazard. No other changes. Oh, I said that. Zeshin does pick up the Tracer. Okay. And with the Rose skin, this is an old school favorite. This was like my Overwatch 1 Tracer skin. Ooh, okay. Crisp little two-piece, or two-clip rather. Finish off Kurashiro. I think Seafull was out hunting for gold. And by gold, I mean support heroes. But loses 2 in the back, no matter what they were doing while that was taking place. And we're going to get a flip on this thing. Heron's now in control. On Zaitu Live, Zeshin wins. Betting my left kidney on Zeshin. All right. Hey, it's good to see some support. I love to see it. I love to see it. Phoenix does not get the shield up in time, but the defense matrix keeps him covered through the downpour. Seafull knocked down low, but there's a swift step in for Poryu there. Look at this Kitsune rush down. And Seafull finds Squeaker, but it is a 4v3 favoring the Herons through this fight, and they have ultimates to work with if they so need them. Zeshin does not need the pulse to get the kill on to first. PA Creeper, thank you for the follow. Interesting first fight. The all-in dive team seemed to kind of get outpaced a little bit there from Zeshin and Jackal. The kind of hybrid poke dive team found more success. working with a Brig Juno and, of course, the Sojourn here out of Squeaker. That's going to be a Nano Blade first. I mean, just chop through Jonathan. Hello. Donatapilli. That is a Dontapilli. How about just Don? I'm tired of tripping over that name. Don disappeared before I could even get the camera on to first pop was my original thought. Like, that opening kill was so lightning quick. They were already looking at the second kill, like, before they even dashed to Dawn. Nice eat from Jackal, as that would have been a nasty pulse in those close quarters. Orbital Ray out. Poryu goes down and is... Nice ambush. Nice explosion from cover. A ferocious push. They're out of Herons. To not get bottlenecked into that small hall they were coming out of. Well, you know, one of the big dangers of coming through that direction. And they didn't quite catch Kafe off guard, but they managed to deal with the counter. They managed to deal with the approach. Breaker, the one not able to avoid the downpour this time, and even though Phoenix got a block, they can't keep themselves or Squeaker alive from the follow-up of Seafull. Still, Herons in control. What's going on this point? Possession killing everybody is what's going on this point. We're down to a 2v2, courtesy of the Tracer Genji extraordinaire. Oh, first is back. Celerity trades with Squeaker. 80% on the board here for Herons. Leap it into a 4v4. Wall used to try to block the escape, so Jackal has to get creative. Goes around the back way using the thrusters. This does forfeit control of the point. Kitsune Rush here, yeah, could be nasty. It's exactly what Kafe are thinking. They're going to try to pursue this. Not a whole lot of cover there for the Herons to work with, so they just got to keep kiting and keep kiting. But Chase is on, all kills coming up Kafe. Self-destruct just seems to be a little bit more ult charge here to First and company. Helping Seafull and First come up to those ultimates here for the next round. Okay, Jackal does make it to the point, but it looks like they're going to let him get the flip and win the fight on this side. It's exactly what's going to happen here. At 94%, that thing's going to tick up really fast. The boop! Oh, wow, that was close. Oh, my. Jackal was a split second from completely C9ing that point with the boop from the Diva. Alas is the only one here that was pretty much a last resort. Although, you do get downpour out there from Kafe to maintain control. Orbital thrown in from Herons. This is going to get into an old fight for this final 99-99 battle for control at this point. And second flashpoint on the board will end up going to Kafe. Zaitu, I appreciate you taking one for the team. Salute to Zaitu for taking one for the team.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
A dangerous setup from Kafe, but they're able to move in before Herons can kind of recognize that there were two isolated players. But taking stair control, then they do converge and quickly move in to try to take hallway. Things get a little messy, and Herons get a little bit split. And despite being called a Heron, Dawn cannot float. Kafe will grab control here on our third flashpoint. Oh, good shot from Squeaker. Celerity perhaps getting a little greedy, trying to set up for that pulse. Before he's going to go ahead and toss the Kitsune in. Kind of feel like that was the play no matter what. Excuse me. Like, we are using Kitsune Rush in this fight no matter what happens. Yeah, I suppose you got Rally out of Phoenix as well. Poor you matching Phoenix for that one. Kind of, you know, staying in rhythm with that ultimate.
This ends now.
Sorry, I'll take it. Slip of my teeth there. Didn't quite expect Sweaker to pull a trigger on that one so early in this fight. But hey, they make, you know, good use of it. Able to find a kill onto the brick. That should get this into a last chance scenario kind of thing here for Kafe. Quick approach, trying to beat the rotation onto the objective, and I think it worked. Yeah, first makes it over to the top with the blade. It intercepts Squeaker. And a smart move there. Kafe kind of drew the Herons up to the top of the stairs and then just speed their way back around onto the point. Dawn's going to go ahead and invest a late ult. Touch. Woo, that was almost a C9. I mean, it is a 2v3 on the point. Zashin still here wreaking havoc for all the Kafe. Are we going to Palace?
Point. Palace.
We are. See if we'll try to get early positioning there on that top high ground. It's so much poke damage. So Herons should be able to grab first cap on the back of it. Yeah, Celerity in first, working around through flanker side. He gets hard left from the Kafe spawn side. Bit of a chase, looking to converge. Nice downpour is going to find itself on a Squeaker. Celerity able to kind of maintain a dual possession the whole time and put themselves in the right place, right time for that ultimate. Ends up being some great follow-up, and should get a flip here. On the back of just the one ultimate at that, we will have Kitsune Rush here for Poryu. Able to kind of beat Phoenix up. We saw them. Ooh, great recognition, great wall. What a play there from Seafull. Kitsune was thrown in an aggressive move, and in fact, they are able to find Phoenix before they build up that rally. And the extra ult charge coming in real handy. The recognition that Poryu had the faster ultimate there in that cycle, and he used it aggressively. Smart play from Kafe. How many fights are going on here? What is happening? We're just going full overhead. That got so messy in there, just kind of dancing around. It's been a very prolonged fight. Almost the entirety of the point has been capped by the Kafe. While this one fight has been going on, and a wall will prevent Jackal from getting onto the point to even touch. So it's one final flash point. I believe it's Temple. Yes, it is in fact Temple. So we're headed to the opposite side of the map. Fighting's still going on all along the way.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
Orbital immediately thrown into the fight. Seafull's got another downpour as well, but the rally is able to block it. You kind of saw for a split second everybody huddling up around Phoenix's shield. Squeaker lands a shot from the high ground, but Poryu moves in to clean that up. Now Poryu with this precious advantageous spot. Unfortunately, they're the only healer left here for Kafe. I think Kafe are trying to skedaddle here.
I'm with you.
Porty's able to swift step in, regroup with the rest of the team. C full of Baron, the glue James. Yes, I mean, rolls right off the tongue. Dominant orbit array, right on top of Seafull. Seafull just got absolutely destroyed. Surrounded and just pushed around. You ever seen a paint can shaker? I think that's what Seafull looked like in that fight. 90% on the board. Looking for a touch. Seafull goes up to high ground. Celerity is underneath. Does initiate OT. Putting in a bit of trouble on the back line. Seafull can't worry about that, though. No choice but to push forward. Try to see if they can find something. Find some supports. Pulls way into the corner and puts Seafull's back into it. It was up to First to get the touch. Self-destruct makes everybody run. First comes back. We'll keep overtime alive for now. So we'll step out of Poryu over to the other side to try to help Seafull out. First has got a blade into this fight. The entirety of the Herons have retreated to coast, but Dawn doesn't make the rotation out. Jackal tries to push towards the front. And this messy fight once again just turns into an absolute bloodbath. Squeaker ends up going down. Jackal gets the mech back into this and a recall lands from Zeshin. Jackal's gonna find a kill onto Seafull. Zeshin gets Papa Celerity, but the cap comes in. Harmful Herons will take map 2.
Play of the game.
Wow. Okay, so messy fights, which tend to favor hazard compositions, but harmful Herons do a great job of kind of staying on top of it through that. Jackal was really able to be everywhere at once, it felt like, with the Diva. And even in spots where it kind of felt like Kafe should have the edge, where they recognize, like, harmful Herons coming through that tiny hallway really comes to mind. Good job from Jackal to kind of protect that rotation. They're able to kind of burst out of there with explosive power. And where it looked like they were kind of just going to get contained, surrounded, ult and pocket of Kafe just to seal the deal on that. No, not so much. Not so much. It was a Suravasa picking a Genji ban here out of Kafe.
Initiating launch.
Quick look at stats before we get in this third map. Again, these teams are moving really fast tonight. Let's see. Wait, who is LB8? First, of course. So first with most elims. Jackal actually has most damage on the Diva. Very closely followed. Oh, no. Again, popped back to round 2. But still first with most elims. And yeah, actually Seafull with most damage. Seafull with most damage, followed by first with second in damage as well. Fewest deaths does go to Jackal and the Diva, but kind of to be expected. right, let's get you some spreads for map 3. We'll get into it.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Milky Way and Calabu, thank you for the follows. Wolf, I appreciate the alert.
The payload.
Once again, the Diva out of Jackal. We've seen this most of the day. We saw a little bit of Ramatra at one point. What was that? The very start of Suravasa? Zefo actually showing us a little Ramatra here. The new skin. The skin is awesome. I do love the Ramatra Gundam skin. It looks very, very good. We also have a Celerity Widowmaker on the battlefield. Which we kind of hyped up a little bit of Celerity a bit at the top of the series, but I will say has been quieter than anticipated. Always a threat, though. All right, cooldown available. We're getting a push. Jump down, force Jackal out. So just gonna turn the corner, be patient, and give Celerity time and get a couple shots down range. Hold Jackal up for as long as possible. So Jackal's able to move in with this nano boost, kind of help support him. And they're gonna stay on Celerity. Here comes the reinforcements. Oh, but your peel just got popped. Jackal has self-destruct. Oh, they even catch Seaful with the self-destruct. That's not supposed to happen. But Barrage is ready to go. Of course, Sight's thrown in. Good defense matrix to protect the Barrage. Unfortunately, the Kafe does not have that same level of protection. Seaful sleeping at the job there inside the store, but the Annihilation's at least enough to get the Ana. I think that late kill is going to kind of nullify that pick, though. Kafe will have to wait for their spawn and should give time for the Ana to get back in this fight. The defensive Pharah definitely has such a massive advantage. In fact, we see First move on over to the Soldier and kind of giving up on that one for you. Big Biodate lands, Kitsune Rush thrown in here from the defense. Jackal is not in mech though, and Kashiri has the counterpunch in the form of the Space Ray. Squeaker's trying to hold the lie with the with the OC. That's two already down, but they're trading. Seaful still has plenty of armor to work with inside this Nemesis form, enough sustain to outlive the rockets, outlive the ultimates. I will say it took almost the entirety of the time bank. Which makes this fight super important. And if Kafe are able to win a fight here, they're in a really good spot to kind of push their way through point B quickly. But this hill can be so difficult. If you get staggered out here and give up this pressure control, it can be so hard to get back. And it's going to be a nano engage from the Ramatra. From Jackal and Herons. Celerity, though. There's that Celerity diff. The double hit scan showed up here. Well, counting Soj as a hit scan. You can see just how powerful it can be here on this map. Closest they have seen is double sniper on Circuit Royale in some time, actually. So that important fight win does, in fact, turn into a cap for Kafe. It took him only 60 seconds to get through point B after 4 minutes to get through point A. Barrage does a lot of damage to C4, but they're able to keep the block up in time enough to back out of the choke. God, I'll spit out that sentence eventually. Still, you can see all the pressure coming in, mostly from the rockets. There's the shield available and the speed ring. What's the plan to go with it? Try to get in on the auto. Celerity hits it. Dawn cannot escape. Phoenix is next to in the sights of Celerity as Widowmaker. And since that little bit of struggle to get through point A, this has been multiple fight wins in a row out of Kafe. Celerity 1 health, 25 health. Ooh, had the peek, but gave it up. Jackal was able to find first up top, though. And then Poryu's rally, was weakening. But here comes the backup, here comes the peel. Annihilation out of Jackal. Jackal very low on health at this point. Seafool just sandwiched them in here around the pool. Orbital Ray there to try to finish Jackal off with the extra damage. This is going to be enough to work through the Bionade. The double healing proving extremely valuable. Even had a nano in the pocket if they really needed it. And Zesha lines up a shot while all this is taking place. Able to keep sights both on high ground and through Main Street. Squeaker now has an OC. Kurai Shima is the one watching the respawn timer. Defense threatening to stabilize on the back of this, but it's not without some casualties. What's up, Social?
No one can hide from my sight.
Well, everybody can see everybody. That was a cool little sniper spot, I will say. That was a really neat little sniper spot. Full team, high ground, speed ring engage. Coming in 23 seconds. Kafe want to take this. Celerity's able to lay that shot. Seafool falling off the high ground. It looked painful, but Cart inching ever closer. Now Seafool has an ultimate to work with. Despite being purple, they're able to just chase Dawn down. Phoenix eventually is going to have to yeet themselves onto the point, stall for as long as possible. It's enough for Zesha to make it back, and Jackal's on a wrecking ball, threatening the back line. Seafool the only one holding the point. Does throw that Vortex back to slow down the ball, but there's all the damage coming in. That initial slowdown got rid of the bulk of the armor. Squeaker does receive a nano boost. Try to that last ditch save this thing. Celerity's already down. Drill dash combo into Seafool. And the nano, Venture got off the point. It was a fun, desperate attempt. It probably would have been for naught, but you hate to see it end like that. XCXA, thank you for the follow. Hey, Squeaker kept it interesting, you know? I love the aura shot where Celerity just comes out and immediately says, yes, I'm on Widowmaker. I mean, for the entire world to hear.
Of course not. You would be stronger.
That's always the excuse.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, Squeaker will go in. So you're not going to opt into the sniper battle for point A. Celerity trying to back away to safety. C4 playing very aggressive on this front corner. In fact, even going into that small side room to try to chase down Squeaker. That was a high-risk play. Sick of their back to the entirety of the Herons. The Jackal had gone up to the high ground, but didn't hear them go into the back. No, they just kind of poised themselves to ambush Seaful once the DPS were in place. You can see all are now at hot pursuit. Zeshin comes in to follow up on Squeaker's initial damage. Beautiful focus fire here out of Herons. First is going to swap to Freya. Get the poor you break there and try to protect Kurashiro. Seaful trying to position themselves here to make sure they can get a contest. Hiding just in that little look. They will step out and stop the cart. Force a fight here at the end. Poor you has can duck for cover there as a bionade from Dawn did land. Oh, Celerity picking up that kill though, not ideal. Side 2, Dennis didn't tell Z about the OT venture swap. It almost worked. Sights up. I believe we're kind of setting up for a nano barrage. Here's kind of how this is looking. Phoenix a bit behind in the orbital ray. All right, sides have faded. We can expect action to resume. There's the fly. It's actually Jackal who receives the nano boost, jumping in onto First. First is able to back up, but can't escape the torpedo as they home right in, and Jackal zones in, zeroes in on Kurashiro. There after that, Celerity thought you could hide. That's certainly one way to clean up a fight. Support ult's about to come online, but not yet available here for Cafe's defense. They're looking Bionade lands, forces Celerity to take a step back. We do have the orbital ray in play. But the response at Seaful is way out of cover. Here comes Pori to try to bail them out. Shield up, but that shield bash put them way out of position. I think they just needed to hold the shield for a moment and try to back out safely. Try to get that extra little bash in there and ends up just overextending. The rally gets canceled. The whole defense falls. This will be a 4-minute time make, barring a touch. First thought about it. Got Dono wall there by Jackal. Oh, that would have been a main shot. I thought Celerity was going to push out. It was really threatening that the front choke, but now just gets thrown all the way up top. Tossed around like a rag doll there by Jackal on the Diva. Full pursuit. Wait, I guess it did work, Kiri. They did hold, huh? Show Overwatch, I appreciate the raid. Wait, yo, wait, you're not wrong. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the phone. Yeah, that is a box of victory. Like, somehow my brain did not register the 2 at the top of the... Wait a minute. Okay, because what I saw at the end of that point was 3 Kafe players on the objective, and it looked like Zeshon was the one that was off the point. But wait a minute, it was Kafe, that's C9, that just sunk into my brain. Oh god, it has been a day. It has been a day, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, yes, massive array. Thank you so much, Solis. I really appreciate it. Yo, this is just sinking in. No shot. Wait a minute. We got a good eat there by Jackal. I saw that. Devoured the bolo out of first. Dude, I'm still flat. Like, I was in denial. I was in straight denial on that C9. This is a harmful Heroes dub. GG's in chat. Yo, like, I don't know how that happened. Like, my brain was just like refused to believe that Kafe C9 that point. Like, I didn't even look up there. Like, nope, that's 3 points on the board. We're not paying. Nope, we're gonna cover that part of our monitor up. Like, we're just not even gonna look up there. Oh. No, I knew Squeaker. It was Squeaker on the Venture. You're right. It was Squeaker on the Venture. But yes, still. Dude, my brain has just been all over the place today. You know, I'm just confusing everything. Yeah. Hey, you know, it happens. There's actually only 4 deaths there in map 3. As fewest deaths. Highest elims does go to Jackal Squeaker. Indeed, put up a heck of a performance. I mean, great map from the Herons all around. Yeah, I'm running like mad trying to get ready. I'm driving down to San Antonio in 2 days. I feel like I'm just getting pulled in several directions this week. I really am. I really am sorry. Oh, but hey, congrats to the Herons. Great debut here on the stream. Awesome looking Kafe as well. Kafe have definitely put together an awesome roster here. Can't wait to see more out of both of these teams here as season 5 goes on. Squeaker, I appreciate the follow. I was in total denial about that C9 that you caused there on the back of Circuit Royale. I was in total denial. Like, the entirety of y'all's attack, I was thinking they had 3 points on the board. Like, the entirety of I even, like, say something like, oh, yeah, that was a cool play, too bad it didn't work. You know, like, and then I was like, wait a minute, that's the box of victory. What the hell?